I joined the Army in the infantry back in 2012 and then served until the end of 2015.
What was your MOS?
11 Bravo.
Oh, I got you. Just
So,
standard infantry. I guess that's kind of
yeah, I
silly
was
question.
I was a ground pounder and spent most of my time actually at the old guard in Washington, D.C., not by choice.
10-4. What was your transition like getting out?
I had a little bit of a different transition than most people. I already had in my head what I was going to do. I knew what I wanted. I was not owning a seasoning company. I actually had everything lined up to go and be a commercial airline pilot. I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. So like, as I was out, I'm the example of like what not to do, but kind of what to do for it. Like I forged my job applications and acceptance letters while I was going through ACAP because I was like, man, I'm going to college. I don't need any of this shit. So turned that in. They released me out of ACAP, got out of the military, went to college for about total of a semester and a half. I had already owned another business before I went into the military. I was growing that business very fast once I got out of the military. And whenever I actually scheduled time to take off from school during winter break to help grow my business, the school actually tried to fail me for missing too many classes, even though that they approved me at that. And I was at the transitioning point where I started making, seasonings in my garage because I was getting burnt out because flying commercials like driving a school bus in the sky. It's really boring. At least it was to me. So I didn't want to do that. I had some seasonings, started making them in the garage and decided, if the school's not going to work with me and my business, that's not what I want. I don't really care for flying. So yeah, I dropped out of college and decided to start a seasoning company out of my garage. That was pretty much that. After having a few drinks one night with some friends, came up with the name Grill Your Ass Off because I wanted something funny. Because what is the one thing that gets us through all of our dark times, no matter what form of service we're in? That's humor. So that was my primary thing, because at that time, I was going through a dark time. I got out of the military. I was forced to medically get out. I was going to school for something that I did not like doing. I had no idea what I was going to do with my future. And yeah, so I was going through a dark time, so I wanted it to at least be something humorous. Came up with the name Grill Your Ass Off. So that night, with a little bit of help of some beer, I jumped on Fiverr, paid a kid in Venezuela $15 to draw me a donkey on a grill. That was our original company logo. So after that, it was, calling my guys that I was actually in with, and some of them were still serving, some of them were out. And it was like, hey, I have this killer steak seasoning. Like, help me come up with the name for it. Like, it's got all these big granules of, garlic, black pepper, onion, everything inside of it, as well as some smaller stuff. It's like, let's call it Ma Deuce. And it was like, holy shit, yeah, that's a good idea. And then it was, oh, hey, we could do that one, that Rambo scene where he has a red bandana on and he's shooting the 50 cal. So that's literally my artist. Whenever I sent him the first thing, I said, here's Rambo, here's an actual photo of a 50 cal, put them together and make a cow shooting it. And that's how we came up with Ma Deuce. And then it was like, okay, we got a chicken seasoning. Well, it's the white meat. Let's do a chicken throwing a Willie Pete grenade. And then we started like running those things down the line. And the whole entire reason why I went with that directive is whether they're buying it from the store, I'm giving it to them as a gift. They get it in the basket from a nonprofit, pick it up off of the shelf, however they get the product. If I can make that bottle bring back a good memory of their time in service, or even a bad memory of their time in service, one, that could brighten someone's day. Two, that can make them pick up the phone and call their buddies that they were in with and make them check on their friend, bring up a great time that they had together in their time of service and uplift their day. And as you know, with the current suicide rate, just everything going on in this freaking crazy world, like that phone call can save a life. So if we can do that one little tiny thing out of just a fun product that actually tastes good, like that's what it's all about. And like whenever I have people who come up to us, the other day we had a little 80-year-old lady come up to us. She said, I had no idea what any of your shit meant, but once I started reading it off, my husband that was in Nam started dying laughing. And like things like that is like, I'll come back, tell the guys here, and like that literally is why we do it. I don't have an exact challenge. It's controlling growth, but it's also controlling the whole entire business. If anyone who doesn't understand business or is listening that hadn't started a business, like growth eats cash flow. And especially once you start growing at a very, very rapid point, we're ordering shit for the warehouse. We're paying for a warehouse. We're paying for raw materials. We're paying for finished products. We're paying for, all this kind of stuff. And half of our customers, don't pay us between 30 and 90 days once they receive the products. And now we're floating that. We're paying payroll. We're paying all this kind of stuff. So, here recently, that's been one of the things. And then as well, we just brought on Olivia. She's in the Navy, and she's actually building out our, corporate structure side and all of the operations of the company to free up my time to be able to go and do the things that I need to do as an actual CEO and business owner. So I guess, overall operations, I guess you could say, is the biggest challenge right now, but it is actually getting alleviated because I found the proper person to fill that hole that I needed. So Olivia was actually in the self-care business. So all of her clients were one-to-one. Pandemic hit, her doors are shut, which is one of the reasons medically now she's having to fully get out of that practice. So I'm acquiring her because I've known her for a few years now. So I said, I want you on my team since you can't do this anymore. But, like we have examples like that to where it's one-to-one, doors shut, pandemic's in a full effect. There's zero cash coming in that business. There's still expenses going out every single day. Especially if you're in a brick and mortar and you have employees, because you have employees that you have to take care of. Employees come first, we're here to serve our employees. So there's that. And then on the flip side, the first week and a half inside the pandemic, it turned into crickets here. And it came down to me sitting down with the guy and said, this has never happened since I've been alive. It's never happened since anyone that I know in business has been alive. To be honest, guys, I'll keep us afloat as long as we can. Y'all come first. I'm the last person to get fed. We'll see what happens. That's all I got for you. And then about 2-3 days after I talked with my guys like that, we had a record week followed by a record month, followed by a record quarter. Because guess what happened? Everybody got stuck at home and they had to cook for themselves and they got tired of eating nasty food. So they jumped online, they jumped on Amazon, and just started buying the living shit out of it. So literally, we hit capacity to the point to where it's okay, well, we can't keep up with fulfillment. We can't keep up with production. We started branching out to working with distribution centers and be able to actually get it out to everyone in a timely manner. Because the growth just went way past our capabilities of where we currently were with the company. And that's how we've been dealing with that. And like I said before, having built relationships and not burning bridges over these past, 5 years of doing this, I thankfully have the ability to pick up the phone and get a hold of just about whoever I need to in a certain industry and get what I need, even in times of pandemic, supply chain shortages and all that. And that's why you don't burn bridges. And last year we were able to donate just under $14,000 to tribe charities, and we had 93 grant recipients that were able to help out on their medical bills, expenses. Some got ADA wheelchair vans. They got wheelchairs, got help with their prosthetics, all that kind of stuff. This year we're working with the Independence Fund with the goals. We're actually going to be giving back 2 all-terrain wheelchairs. Each one's cost about $16,000, but they'll pick a veteran and build it exactly to the veteran's need. And also we've been working with them on their operation resiliency to where I'll actually come out on site and then give an entrepreneur workshop class and talk to them about, hey, transitioning is not perfect. You heard my story earlier. This is how I got through it. It's going to be okay. We got to learn to close that chapter of your life and then start a brand new chapter and make it better than the last one.
No, yeah, that's insane. That's insanely cool. All terrain wheelchairs. No,
it's like a freaking tank.
Yeah, right.
The things are awesome.
You get to continue having your mobility
right.
despite.
We can get the guys back out, hunting, fishing, exploring. It's absolutely amazing. And there's not a lot of places that do things like that, which makes me super honored and proud that I even have the opportunity to work with the Independence Fund like that.
I could dig it. Yeah, no, it makes sense because, frankly, a lot of veterans are entrepreneurs. The vast swath of people who go and start their own business, a huge chunk of them are veterans. So we're built for that. And we're also built for giving back. So you're a great
Right.
example of doing both.